Hey YouTube, Treetop Piper back with you guys for the third time this day, the third time. And you already know what this is about. Biggity bam, we're gonna pop some Exotique Mixture. And we're gonna give it a whiff. We're gonna let some dry out. Yeah, we're gonna let some dry out. And then we're gonna smoke some. And then I'm gonna do me a little bit of a first impression, so here goes. Ooh. Man, that smells so good. It smells like a campfire. Oh, man. It's just, I mean, it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. A lot lighter than I thought it would be. It's like, oh, whoops. Sorry about that. There you go. Cat was in my shot. Oh man, it's just a absolute shag cut. Look how light that is. For some reason, I was thinking there'd be more Latakia in there, but it seems to be a lot of it is Virginias and Orientals. But man, that smells so good. Reminds me of maybe skiff mixture or standard mixture. Just a super classic English smell. Beautiful shag. Look at that. Just so thin, and I mean, you could practically roll a stogie out of that, roll a ciggy out of it. It's so finely cut. Laying some out on this piece of paper. I got my phone set on here. I'm gonna pack a bowl here shortly as soon as this stuff dries out just a little bit. God, it smells good. And that's what the guy said, man. He said, man, take a big whiff. He said, tell me what you think. Because goodness gracious. This just has an absolutely lovely, lovely, lovely smell. And I just can't get over this color here. How much, how brown it is, you know? It's just wonderful. Try and get myself a little bit more Latakia in there, because I want to make sure that I get the full experience here. I don't really see any plume on it, but then again, I guess English mixtures aren't really known for that. I mean, I don't know if it's 6, 7 years old or not. I couldn't tell you. You know, I don't really see anything that would say for sure that this is that old, but it sure does smell good. I think it's really, it's got a lot. I think that what I'm smelling is not the Latakia, it's the Orientals. Reminds me of Standard Mixture Mellow. That's why it's so brown, because it's got so much Orientals in it. That's what it is. Oh, man, that is just a lovely smell. Phew. And as soon as this stuff dries out, I'm just going to pack a big old fat bowl of my meerschaum. And we're going to smoke this stuff, man. It's going to be lovely. So I'll be back. Hey, what's up, guys? Treetop Piper back with you. Finishing up this first impression. I didn't get to do one last night because I was just kind of tuckered out. Or didn't get to finish the Exotic Mixture impression. I did the first half where I gave it a whiff and whatnot, but that and I was bullshitting with Old Berg. I didn't get a chance to do a video or to finish it. But anyway, I smoked a bowl of it last night, smoked a bowl this morning. This is my third bowl of it right now. And it's late afternoon right now. I smoked it out of this and my K. Woody Meerschaum. This is obviously my Peterson mirror. Very impressed with this blend. It's more of a Balkan blend for sure. It's not as Latakia heavy as some of the other blends that I've had. Like that Wintertime Flake is much more heavy in the Latakia than this. It's got that real sweet from the Virginias, but it's got this really nice mellow tang to it from the Orientals. And the Latakia that's in there just gives it the perfect amount of smokiness that just rounds the whole deal out. I let every bowl dry out too, but I made a mistake with the first two bowls. I haven't been smoking much of the ribbon cut or the shag cut, so I kind of forgot how to pack it, and I jammed it in there, and I pulled out too much, and I filled it all up, and it was still springy, but I couldn't get the first half to stay lit worth a damned. But then once it would get down to that middle point, all of a sudden it would just burn like a dream the rest of the way through. Whereas I didn't have that trouble with this bowl because I didn't pack it like that. I packed it a little looser. Super mellow blend. I like this a lot better than the Balkan Sobrani, actually. Haven't tried the Margate yet. I'm going to try that this week. I'm going to open a tin. But this actually kind of reminds me of Penzance a little bit. It's got that moldy, old school, aged flavor to it. Very much so. But the Balkans, or the Orientals are right out front. The Latakia is very minor in the background, which is nice. It's like Penzance, where it's more Oriental forward. And it's just a really great blend. I mean, this is, another home run by Germain's and Smoker's Haven, really, because it's their recipe. All Germain's does is provide the tobacco and blend it. This recipe was made by many other companies, so if the blend is special, it's because of the guy who made the recipe, the original Smoker's Haven owner. But the Germain's tobaccos are just so outstanding. that it really takes it to the next level, I think. I mean, it smells wonderful out of the tin. Tastes wonderful. The retro hail is just smooth and really good. I mean, I could see this right here. Um, Very mellow. I could see this as being an all-day smoke, easy. Let's say an all-day smoke for an English smoker, a guy that, because this could easily also be an after-dinner smoke as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's not everybody would consider this an all-day smoke, but I would. I think it would make a great after-dinner smoke too, because the flavors are just really nice. The only thing that sucks about it is this stuff's really hard to come by. The Smoker's Haven blends. It don't seem like they produce a whole lot of it. Man, the Orientals are just spot on. I mean, that's really what right now for me. That's what's on the front seat. That's what's in the front seat are those Orientals, and it actually gets better. The flavors build as you get down into the bowl, the bottom of the bowl. They really do. They build up. They start getting more intense. They stay mellow, but it becomes a more pronounced flavor. I mean, it really gets quite flavorful towards the end. I mean, every bowl I've smoked it right down to white ash. I'm talking right down to white ash, you know. It's one of those pipes where you just one of those tobaccos where you just it's just so good that you know what I mean? You don't want to put it down. You don't want to put it down. You want to puff puff puff. I haven't noticed it getting crazy hot. Um, Although when I had it packed a little too tight, it was getting hot towards the beginning of the bowl. But as I would get further down into the bowl, it wasn't as bad as well. I just don't think I had packed it right. Like I said, I haven't been smoking a whole lot of the shag cuts lately. When it's dried and packed properly, I don't see the necessity for a whole lot of relights. Seems seems to burn pretty smoothly. Mm, there we go. And right now it's starting. The flavors are starting to build up. I mean, just that last puff I took, it was different than the puff before. I think what that was is I just hit a little spot of Latakia. Mm. You know, because these ribbon cuts, it's hard for them to ribbon cut the Latakia because it's kind of a brittle leaf. I think it kind of wants to just crumble and go to ash or go to like you know how charcoal would break down into just little fine little bits of. That's kind of what it does. So what ends up happening is a lot of the Latakia wants to settle down to the bottom of the tin or settle down to the, you know, you pack everything and what's left is all the Latakia. So you just packed everything and you know all the Latakia is still on the paper and you end up putting all the Latakia on top. So what I do is I spread it out and put a little bit of Latakia with every pinch of the ribbon or the shag cut because I want to make sure it's pretty consistent when I burn through the bowl. Just such a mellow, smooth smoke. Yeah, if you're a fan of Penzance, I think this would be right up your alley. I mean, it's not a nice mottled flake like Penzance, but it's really outstanding. It's got those really nice Penzance type flavors, the moldy kind of. I don't know if y'all have ever gotten a book wet and then dry it and then smell the inside, kind of like that, kind of just moldy. It's a really good flavor though. It's a really it's a really nice flavor for a profile. And and it's because it's English, or because it's a Balkan, because it's Oriental forward, it really lends itself to comparison with Penzance, I think. And sometimes I find that Balkan blends can be dry, like as in wine, not bitter, but very dry. There's no sweetness to it. And this is not like that at all. There's definitely some sweetness to it. Not a lot, but it adds this roundness to the body of the smoke. It really makes it something special. And Penzance does the same thing. The Virginias are so spot on that it adds that little bit of sweetness that rounds out the blend. Because I've just had some Balkan blends that they were just really dry. They were good, but they were just really dry, and it wasn't as round of a smoke. It wasn't as full of a flavor. And I mean, this ticks all the checks for me right here. You get that you get that wonderful tanginess, that wonderful, it's hard to explain. It's like a tangy moldiness from the Orientals with just that slightest hint of that smokiness in the background from the Latakia. And the Virginias add that little bit of sweetness, so it's like this really full, rich, round flavor. And it's just an absolute pleasure to smoke. I wish I could try the other Smoker's Haven blends, but they're just non-existent. Honestly, the Exotic Mixture is the only one that I've ever seen sold. That and the Crumble Cake, which the Crumble Cake, I saw a tin yesterday go for $170, a 2 ounce tin for $170 on eBay. Whereas this stuff can be had. I saw a guy on Reddit selling them for $35 a tin, the Exotic Mixture. So this stuff can be had at a reasonable price. That is if you're buying it secondhand. If you're buying it from somebody on eBay, if you're buying it from somebody who purchased it from Smoker's Haven. If you go to Smoker's Haven, it's a good price. It's the same price as everybody else sells their stuff for, 10 or $12 a tin. Um, I'm definitely happy with the trade. Um, like I said, I traded a tin of Stonehaven and 4 ounces of Rich Dark Flake for 4 ounces of Exotic Mixture from 2011, supposedly from 2011. Now, whether it is or not, it doesn't matter. It's an awesome blend. I'm content with it. And the guy sent me that 7-year-old My Mixture 965 and a good sample of that 2014 Scottish cake by McConnell's. So, I mean, really, it was a totally fair trade. No matter what, I got was worth what I sent. Mm. There's a reason why this is their best selling blend at Smoker's Haven. Um, I think that this is a really I mean, if everybody got a chance to try it, it would be a really popular blend. I think that most people could find something to like in this blend. And like I said, the flavor builds. Right now, it's just so flavorful. I'm about a third, maybe close to halfway through this bowl, and it's just absolutely become just wonderful. I mean, it's even better than the first half. Not all blends are like that either. Some blends aren't as good as the first half. The second half isn't all that great. You know, you end up tapping out a lot of it. With this blend, the second half is the reward. You know, you put in your time for the first half, which is an awesome blend. Don't get me wrong, it really is. It's mellow and delicious. But when you get to that second half, it's so rewarding just to smoke it right down to nothing because this and Penzance are probably my two favorite Balkan blends of all time, period. I've tried the Presbyterian. I've tried the Balkan Sobrani, the Germain's Balkan Sobrani. I never had Balkan Sassini or Balkan Saziani though. I can't include that in my comparison, but and I also haven't had Margate yet either, which I will be trying that this week. This is just like I said. This could be an all-day smoke for me. If I had 8 ounces of it or a pound of it, I would probably smoke this stuff every day. But because I sent Berg a good portion of one of my tins, and I've got another tin that I'm just going to keep in the cellar. So the tin that I have open, it's just going to be a special occasion thing. I'm just going to stretch it out as long as I can, which shouldn't be an issue because I've got so many other good blends. You know, I've got 8 ounces of Penzance jarred up. I've got 8 ounces of Stonehaven jarred up, 8 ounces of Dunbar jarred up. You know, I've got some fantastic blends to choose from, really and truly. And there's no reason why I couldn't have this exotic mixture, the amount that I got, the 4 ounces. I probably have about 3 ounces now, or maybe a little more. There's no reason why I couldn't make that last a year or 2 years or until I can get my hands on some more of it, really and truly. Like I said, guys, if you ever get a chance to get a hold of this stuff, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. That's all I can say. And what was cool, they used to sell this stuff in 8 ounce tins. And I think there's one on Four Noggins consignment right now. The guy wants $400 for it. He wants $375 for an 8 ounce tin. Which is outrageous. That's just flat out outrageous. I'd pay $100 for an 8 ounce tin of this though. Hell yeah. That'd be $25 a 2 ounce. That'd be a good deal as far as I'm concerned. I'd pay up to $35 for a 2 ounce tin of this. I mean, I'd rather trade for it, but I would pay that. But anyway, guys, this video is dragging on, and pretty much said what there is to say. And I'm going to finish the last half of this bowl and really enjoy it. And hope you all had a good weekend. Hope you all have a good week. Hope your Thanksgiving goes good. But until next time, Treetop Piper, over and out.